to a Facebook group. I'm going to stream to a YouTube channel and then also to Periscope as well. So to get this information, I need my RMTP setting information. So I'll click on this here. So I'm just going to copy this, head to my Zoom page, pop in the URL. Then I need to get my stream key, so copy that. And make sure to keep this secure and hidden, because if anybody gets this, then they can stream using your Restream account to your platforms. So again, just copy this, and I'm over here, and I'm going to paste that in there. And if somebody does get your details, just click on reset there. So I'm going to click on done. Now the last thing we need is a streaming page URL. I'm just going to take my Periscope account here. So if I click on that, then it will give me the URL here. So I'm just going to take this and then pop that information in there. And again, I could have taken the Facebook, I could have taken the YouTube, or any other one that I have on there. So click on Go Live. So it's setting up my meeting for custom streaming. And now we are going live. So you'll see the details. Here is my
Hello, hello. Excuse me, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Good morning. We had some time snafus with our vision board session today, but we still gonna do it. How about that? So we're gonna do it, record it, and do some quick information, put it up, and let's go from there. I'm going to show some information live, and then I'm going to just record the rest because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see the drudgery. But you know, I will know when it's time for me to stop recording. But first and foremost, thank you for giving, for popping in, watching, visiting, giving me this time. And today was our I Am Vision Board session. Because I sometimes get so caught up in my own time zone, I forget that everybody's not on the same time zone as I am. I've even went to meetings at the wrong time zone because I was so focused on the things that I've learned. Make sure I put in big letters, bold, what time zone I'm in, because people were coming from different time zone. I had someone call, text me, DM me on Instagram and say they thought they missed it because they were not only in a whole different time zone, they're in a whole different country. So definitely glad that people were interested, even more excited that I need to get I have an opportunity to do it right and get the time zone together. So without too much further ado, let's jump in. I'm going to open my Canva because I'm going to use Canva for this particular project. And I had so many Canva open and put a little background music in. And one, I do not own the rights to this music. I just went and grabbed my playlist from YouTube, got a little something going. And I do have a Bruno Mars channel, so, kind of a lovely, large, big Bruno Mars fan. And I kept hearing little clips of this music, but I finally get to see who it is. So that's awesome. So it'll be playing in the background. I do not own the rights to this music. There you go. Now I'm finding my Canva before I turn the camera on. There it is. So one of the things that I do, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, it's not just me, but I have two screens, so that way I can work on one from the function of one, and then be able to show on the other screen, be able to prep and do everything on the other screen. So I'm going to share my screen. And now we see the Etsy screen. So this is the Etsy board. I said Etsy, I'm so sorry. Canva. This is the Canva board that I'm going to be using. And if you do not have Canva, they do have free accounts. You can get a free account. And for a little while, I had a paid pro account, but I realized everything I was using was free. So I said, if I should need the pro account again, I will get it. It was very cost effective, but I did not need it because everything that I had and was setting up and was using was free. So I used this Canva board, which is, and I went in for a search, and it's called the Modern Chic Vision Board Instagram post. And I am definitely going to post this on my Instagram, which is great because in that way you can see all the different information, and then, people can hold you accountable. Good morning. We have a guest joining us today. Hey! And please pronounce your name for me. Good morning. Is it Preeti? Okay, so we're going to keep moving. Thank you for joining me. So with doing the vision board in Canva, I'm able to resize it, get different sizes because, wait, that's only available free. Now I remember why I wanted the pro. So free sizing is not available in the free sessions, but it is available in the pro. But this is the size that I want, and so that's perfectly fine. So I am using this just as to get an idea of how to make it lay out and how to make it look good and different things of that nature. But I am going to go through and delete everything because I want to use my own stuff. And I am going to put in a background because I use this all the time, and these are all the pics and upload when I create my affirmation, my daily affirmations and everything in my Canva. And so I have this whole section, which is great because it keeps everything in there. And in case I need to go back and copy something and redo it, because I don't want to go through the rigmarole of starting it all over. That is one of the things that I do. So I'm able to just pull it out for my uploads. So I have some things that I've already have uploaded that I'm going to use. But while I was waiting and prepping, I created a folder specifically for my vision boarding. So I'm going to go to Upload Media, click Device, and I have just a folder for that, and I'm going to find that folder, which I named Vision Board Files. As soon as I find where V is. Vision Board Files. Click on that. I want all of these pictures, so I just, click Control A for copy all, and upload them, and they will upload to my media section in Canva. Now, when you're doing a vision board, one of the ways that I utilize my vision board is through a coaching perspective. And as part of the vision board, you will receive, or if you signed up, you did receive the participants board, which really talks about how to get to the heart of your vision board. I don't do a vision board just for vision board's sake. I actually use the coaching perspective for the vision boarding, which really helps you to iron out some different things with the vision board, particularly what you're putting on your vision board and why. It's very important to understand why you put information on your board. It's nice, you know, back in the early starting of it, you put things on it that you really wanted to manifest. And now you can really niche it down or be very specific and set up a vision board for a specific timeline, such as 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, 2 years, however you want to utilize your vision board. I do have a vision board, but this will be a virtual one that I can utilize on all of my social media. So with the worksheet, it really asks you to think about what is relevant to you and your goal, what's important, and you write those things down. So as you can see, I have a sample, you know, love, money, stability, friendship. And then from there, you're going to just really start flushing those different things out. And then just really utilizing that and put that criteria in order of importance. And that's where we have the second box. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. With the vision board and the having just a blank canvas, I want to have a nice little background. So I did get to save a background, and this is it. And so you'll notice with Canva, you can put it in and it can become the whole background, or you can just put it on and it becomes part of the space. But I want this to be my whole background. So I put it so that it does it automatically. And let me just do a little side note right here. When I first got started with Canva, I thought it was the hardest thing to do. And the reason why, because I was so focused on Photoshop, Adobe Design, InDesign. I never did Illustrators, but I do go over there just for very small things because I really felt like InDesign was for people that drew and was utilizing that. And so I was just so focused on utilizing those tools that I could not let Canva in. But when I was shown how to really utilize it, when I contacted a young lady, she did like some social media posts for me, showing me how to really utilize Canva. And once I let go of my, dare I say, Photoshop snobbery, yes, I said it, I was able to embrace using Canva. And trust me, it has changed my life. Whenever I want to make a quick post, I have it on my phone. I can do it on my phone. I can create something on my phone, on the computer, and wherever I go, it's there. So if I create something on the computer, when I go to my phone, it's on my phone. If I create something on my phone, when I go to the computer, it's there. Beautiful. Love it. Back to the show. So I have this lovely little background, and this background actually came from a card deck that I am doing, and it is, ooh, that's the wrong thing. That's not supposed to be right there. So it comes from a card deck that I am doing, and I did not necessarily want the full thing, but I said, well, you know, let me do something. So let me utilize something, and so I'm really excited about that. So now I have my background, and I think like this is going to be great. I don't know what that came from. So I like this. I'm not, you know, I'm a blue and white girl. I'm not necessarily a pink and green girl, but we're going to let that go. We're going to let that go because I'm not going to recolor this flower because I really love it. And I just want to start utilizing it. So the way I utilize vision boarding is from the coaching perspective, as I mentioned. And as part of the vision board, when you create it, you are going to put something at the center of the vision board, a picture, a saying, or whatever that represents you. By seeing the image, it will just really set you up for how you're going to go in that direction. So before I even talk further on it, I'm going to put the thing that represents me at the center. And that will be this. And which is interesting because it's the exact same background. So that should be great. So this is an affirmation. This is an affirmation that I say to myself 2 or 3 times a day because I am really building my business. I'm really taking this to a whole nother level. And in order for me to do that, I have to get my mind together. And in order for me to get my mind together, I need to start speaking into my existence, into my body, into my life, that I am the CEO of a six-figure company that made its first 5 figures in 2021. You may think, oh my goodness, 6 figures as a company, that is nothing. Well, it is when you're coming from 1 figure or 2 figures. I think, at the most it was 4 figures of income that came into my business. In order for me to take that to another level, I have to get my mind right. And in order to get my mind right, I have to put things into it that is going to tell me and show me what I really want. Hold on 1 second. My Bruno Mars gorilla. We don't need to hear that, Bruno. We'll skip to the next one. If you've never heard Bruno Mars gorilla, you might want to go and listen to that. I digress. So I have to get that type of mentality in my head all day, every day. That is what I have to put in my head. So when the specific theme of this vision board is I am. This is what you're saying to the universe, to the world, to everyone that will listen. I am this. I am this. And you're putting it in such a way that there are things tied to it. You can set timelines. You can say when you want this to happen. But know this, you don't just put stuff on this board and then walk away and think it's just going to magically happen. This is what the work that you're saying you are committing to. Commit to this work, okay? So the center of my vision board is I am the CEO of a six-figure company that made its first 5 figures in 2021. Okay, so that's my first. For the vision board, there are 2 ways to set up the vision board when you're doing it from a coach's perspective. It's either away from pain or towards pleasure. When you are thinking about something that is away from pain, it is, this is not hurting me. This is what I want to do, the different types of things. When you are focusing on pain, your motivation is to stop doing things. Like, away from motivation is you use words like avoid, exclude, recognize, there's a problem, don't like, troubleshooting, fix, steer clear of, prevent, solve, prohibit. Away from people are motivated by what should be avoided and solving problems. They are energized by threats and deadlines which kick away from people into action. So if you are an away from person, threats and deadlines are things that just really set you off, and you got to get it done because you don't want to. You want to avoid missing a deadline, avoid being thought of as a slacker. Those types of things. So your vision board can be away from. Towards are people who are moving, who want something that they are attaining to goals. They are motivated to attain the goals. They have trouble recognizing problems, but they are good at managing priorities. Their language is attain, gain, achieve, get, include, towards. Can't wait to get there, accomplish, reward, end results, goals. Towards pleasure, people are moving to things they like. So they're solely focusing on the good things that drive them. And a towards pleasure person is not motivated by anything that's going to cause them pain. So if you're trying to threaten a person that is towards pleasure focused, it's not going to work because they're not focused on that. What they're focused on is, I'm going to attain it, I'm going to do it, and of that nature. So you have to really think about what you're going to do as far as your vision board. Is your vision board going to be based on away from pain? Are you avoiding stuff so that you can, get your life together? Or are you moving towards pleasure so that you can attain and things of that nature? My vision board is towards pleasure. And just because it says pleasure does not mean that it's all about feel good, like spas and, going on vacation stuff. No, for me, the pleasure is reaching my goals. When I am moving towards pleasure. Pleasure is my goals, and I am achieving my goals. Okay? So let's get back to our vision board. One of the goals that I am achieving is I am an author. So I want to continue on my book writing journey, which I wrote a chapter in this book, Wife Life 101, and I'm writing another chapter with the same publisher to speak to young ladies. So the reason why I have this book up is I want to continue my author. So I'm moving towards becoming a more published author. That is my pleasure. So that is what I'm moving towards, being a more published author. I'm also moving towards, so the thing with this other thing with Canva, you have to be careful because it'll pop in on everything, just mess all your stuff up. Find peace within yourself. I have to have peace. I have to have peace within my life because I have taken some hits and some falls in the past, and you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to take those kind of hits anymore. And the reason why I took those hits was because I did not have peace. I allowed so many things to go on, and when it all came down to it, I was still not doing what I needed to do. And so I no longer want to do that. So I'm moving towards allowing peace within myself. And in order for me to have peace within myself, I need to do some different things. And doing that means I need to get off my butt and work to get peace. If you have never had peace and you keep thinking that, oh, this is peace, but it's still like turmoil, you will know peace when you get it. After having so much turmoil, I had a moment and it was just like I'd walked into a vacuum and there was nothing. And I almost passed out because I was like, what is this? And the Lord whispered, peace. Just crying, because I wanted some peace and he gave it to me. So I want more of that. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a vacuum, but I definitely want opportunities to where I am at rest. Now, I'm going to put a couple more pieces on, and then I'm going to come off live and go back to the Zoom. But if this is very interesting to you and you want to try it, I will be setting up another one next month where we will go through the full gamut. You will get all of the information and be on the lookout for that. Okay? So let's put one more piece on there. This one is really important to me. Love me some me. Who knows self-love is important? Self-love is important. It is very important. And listen, size does not, because there's different sizes, does not mean that's a different size of important. It's just I want it to all fit on the board so that it looks good on my social media posts. Okay? Don't worry about the size. All right? Love me some me. Whew. Listen, I am focused on that. I am moving towards that. And for me, to love me some me means I have to take care of myself emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of those. All of those. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, everything. All of that, taking care of me and putting things into place that ensures I get out of it what I need to get out of it. Okay? So that is why I have that there. So I want to make sure I take care of me and love me some me. So we got a good start to our vision board. I'm going to jump off the live for everyone else and then just go straight into my vision board. And at the end of the day, at the end of this vision board session, you will see what I have posted on, because I will post it on all my social media groups. I really appreciate it. Let me stop my screen share. Hey. And then let me turn off my live, which I am using Restream, which I had never heard of it before, but I will tell you that's the best thing that bit of information I ever came across, and it is really the best. So trust me when I tell you. I think now I gotta find where that really I pause the recording.